What's up, friends? I hope y'all have been enjoying Power Up with Pride. I hope y'all are ready for more because Dangerous is right here with an any percent jump fix run of rage for y'all.
Hello, everyone. If you recognize my voice, I was here about 24 hours ago, a little bit more than that, running Fashion Police Squad, and we're back with a very different type of first-person shooter. Today we're running Rage, a somewhat older game now from 2011 from id Software. And on the couch, I have got a wonderful speedrun friend of mine, Mr. Balake B.
How's it going? Welcome.
Alrighty, and we are going to get started. I have already played through most of this opening cutscene, so we can get started like much faster than actually sitting through the 38 seconds that this cutscene is. So I'm going to count us in. The timer is going to start in 3, 2, 1, go. We start by looking up, and then we look down, and then we're going to mash enter, and then we're going to reload checkpoint. It's not a very exciting start to the run, but it's how the run starts. Now, fun fact, if you reload this autosave right here with the DLC installed, you will warp outside. If you do that without the DLC installed, you will restart the opening cutscene. But with the DLC, you get warped outside. Why does that work that way? We have no idea. There's no reason why it works that way. It just does. I can't figure that out. By the way, John Goodman. That is the actor, the Hollywood actor, John Goodman. I also promised Zokubun right before the run started we would say hi to John.
It ain't safe here.
Hello. Okay, now we're supposed to ride in the car with Mr. Goodman. However, the problem is that takes a very long time to do. So instead, we are going to skip that by jumping up here. Jumping up here. And then we're going to do a very precise setup for this. I'm going to get myself right into this corner. Nice. And that gets us over the gate. Now, the reason why we can't just run up this fence or run up this ramp right here is because if we do, Mr. Goodman will snipe us and insta-gib us, so we can't do that. Now, you'll notice I'm going pretty fast right now. This seems to be faster than most humans normally can run. Well, keep in mind, this game is from id Software. id Software are the makers of Quake. And the id Tech engine. The id Tech engine is known for one thing in particular: bunny hopping. So, Mr. Balake, would you like to explain to the folks? Oh, come on. I get stuck on walls. Would you like to explain to the folks how bunny hopping works in this game?
Yeah, so as Dan mentioned, it's all based off the old Quake engine's strafe hopping, where essentially your movement creates a bit of momentum, and jumping up in the air obviously maintains that momentum. The version of the game that Dane's running, as you may have seen, is called Jump Fix, where there's this weird little issue where the character will clip into the ground while we're trying to do this strafe hopping, whereas Jump Fix simply just mitigates that. So we're not losing inputs. We have a lot faster strafe hopping than what you would normally see in a Quake game.
Also, collision is really good in this game.
Extremely good.
This is why I just went through the wall. Just walked right through it. But yeah, the issue is the issue with clipping on the floor is called overbounce, where if you have too much speed and you land on the ground, you will clip into the ground slightly. And the reason why that happens is because there's this one line of broken code in the original game, which is very frustrating. And so because there's two injectors for, there's two executables for this game. There's the 32-bit and a 64-bit executable. The reason why is because this game is from 2011. 2011 was right around the time that 64-bit operating systems just started to become a pretty common mainstay in computer systems. And so in order to kind of hedge their bets to make sure that everybody could play the game, id Software created two different executables for it. And the 64-bit is actually possible to mod. And so one of our resident moderators and world record holder for the vanilla category, Tachyon, created an injector that fixes that line of broken code. So a humongous shout out to Tachyon for doing that, because if not for Tachyon, we would not be able to get consistent strafe hops. Oh, sporadic. Oh, what's your favorite room in the house?
How dare you think
Geez. Probably the living room is where I spend the most time.
Oh well, going to something very similar. It's called the kill room. It's just like the living room, except it's the opposite.
I was gonna say it sounds kind of like the opposite.
It's the opposite of the living room. It's the kill room.
The dead room.
It's the dead room. So this guy's gonna kill us. Ow. Okay, so he stabbed us. Now this is gonna introduce a new mechanic called defibrillation, where if you die in the middle of a fight, or really at any time, you can just kind of respawn automatically. We actually got really good RNG there. There's a little bit of RNG related to when you'll get the trigger for the defibrillation. And defibrillation will shock everybody around us, so we get a second chance at life. And this is actually going to be a main part of the main campaign as we go. We'll actually upgrade the defibrillation feature at some point. So the reason why we're here is we're supposed to kill all these guys. Well, killing these guys takes a long time and it's not very speedrun friendly, so we're just gonna skip all of them. But we do need to kill everybody in this room in particular. And as long as we kill everybody in this room, then the game is gonna... Okay, you need to go away, dude. The game is gonna think that we killed everybody. And that is how we skip the whole bandit den. And the reason why that works is because the quest script updates just by killing everybody in that room. And as long as other enemies don't follow you into that room, which they sometimes do, then you will be able to consistently get right past most of them.
Yeah, this game doesn't have a whole lot of technicality when it comes to the quest flags, because it is a very, by open world standards, it's a very small game, so there's not a whole lot that went into that kind of stuff.
Yeah, this was... Oh, no, I'm gonna die. Oh, no!
Oh,
I managed to hit that rock at an angle that just gave me so much air that died from fall damage. Yeah, so this is actually a good time to explain how fall damage works in this game. We don't know. It's so inconsistent. Nothing works correctly. It makes no sense. We don't know why. Sometimes you'll fall 3 feet and die. Sometimes you'll fall 10 feet and take like the tiniest little bit of damage. It doesn't make any sense. Now this is a case where that was a lot of height, and so I knew I was gonna probably die. We'll try to avoid that if we can, but yeah. Now this is the longest.
Not a lot of places that you could do that too.
Yeah, it's kind of funny that happened. So I'm gonna come in here.
Welcome, stranger.
We're going to... Oh, he's doing his one dialogue. Stop talking. Sell me stuff.
Hey, buddy. Come to look over the goods.
All right, so we just bought the monocular from him. This is one of my favorite ADS accessories to this weapon because it's literally just a a monocular, like a single binocular that you just hold up to your eye, and somehow that lets you aim more accurately. It doesn't make any sense, but yeah. But we're actually going to use this to do a little bit of speed tech throughout the run. Monocular is actually kind of a useful little tool that will help us. It doesn't save an enormous amount of time, but it does save some time, and so it's worth getting. So we're coming over here to we haven't really explained a lot of the quest stuff or really a lot of the whole like talking to somebody and running away thing. We should probably explain that at some point. So we're gonna talk to this guy. This is Nolan North, by the way.
You need something? Go on.
So by talking to somebody and running away from them, we actually skip all of their dialogue. We can't always skip every piece of dialogue that every character has. Some dialogue is flagged a little bit differently, but in most cases we can just talk to somebody, run away, then run back and talk to them. Now, key thing to note: this only works in the game. Do not do this in real life. If you do this in real life, people say things like, "Hey jerk, I was talking to you." They get really upset. So don't do that.
Yeah, probably just.
Now, fun fact, you can actually skip this bit of dialogue right here by running away. However, there is about a 25% chance that you'll soft lock the game, and skipping that bit of dialogue saves half of 1 second. Totally worth it. I love soft locking my game off half a second time save. So we have two missions here that are kind of combined into one. We are going to fix a satellite array, and we're collecting the ashes for somebody that was sadly killed by mutants. And so we have to do both of these missions at the same time. Now we're supposed to go all the way through this building and up to this platform in order to pull this lever, which is why we are going to pull this lever from down here. And that is the monocular at work. So I'm gonna let you explain how this works with pulling levers while we are. Oh, I'm too far away. Pulling levers from far away. If I can actually get this one. There we go.
The monocular has this really weird property where it's the only. There's a couple of scopes in this game that do extend the field of view a bit forward, like you would with a regular scope. But the monocular, for some reason, extends the view model forward in a way that allows you to interact as if you were at that distance. Doesn't work with a sniper scope. Doesn't work for regular ADS. Only works with that. And it does open up a lot of things that we can do. It's not necessarily big in terms of it being the main skip, but it allows us to do a couple of really big skips as a result. But yeah, it's the only scope in the game that just extends that view model forward. Is basically what it's doing. Is it's dragging you forward with it.
Yep, and it's actually something that is inherent to the IdTech engine. Like, it's built into the engine because it is also something that is present in Doom 2016. Ooh, nice, got some air there. In Doom 2016, you can do the exact same thing. We call it an extendo grab, and it is really a really bizarre piece of speed tech, but very, very useful. All right, so we have to come back here in order to turn in the one quest to Mr. John Goodman. And then once we've turned that quest in, we are going to go talk to Mr. Goodman's brother, who is played by voice actor number 4. I don't remember his name. But his name is DR, and we're going to get the next mission from him. And unfortunately, the next mission is back at the settlement we just left from, so we have to go all the way back there. Unfortunately, the quest flags are set up in such a way where we can't just collect all the quest flags and then go over there and do them all at once. We have to run back and forth a little bit. A little annoying, but it would save probably about 3 minutes if we could do it all at once. Luckily, we are almost done with this particular split. Oh, yep, and there's an invisible wall here. So talk to Johan. He gives us the next mission, and he's also going to give us some new ammunition called Fat Boys. The Fat Boys are like regular pistol bullets, except they are about twice as powerful. And that is going to help us do the first little miniature boss fight at the end of this next dungeon. If I can get over these rocks and humps and steps and pebbles. I keep bouncing into random nonsense. Game, please stop. Yeah,
unfortunately, one of the super unfortunate things about this game is the way that it works with how it's mapped out. It uses a technology called mega textures, which allows them to layer the ground in such a way that they don't have to, use individual textures for the floor. So they've just got little bits and pieces everywhere. And if you ramp off something in a wrong way, it'll mess up your momentum for the entire line that you're trying to take.
Yep. So here we learn how to use lock grinders, and we're going to use the one and only lock grinder in the entire game. There's actually no reason to use lock grinders at any point. Oh, that guy took my nade. Actually, that worked out fine. I was able to get through. Lock grinders, just get out of the way. Sir, move! This guy has the audacity. Lock grinders just give you extra items and stuff, but there's no required key items or key quests that are behind lock grinders except for that one that we just used.
And even at 100%, you only use it a grand total of 1 time.
Oh, please move. Oh man, I'm taking a lot of damage. Oh yeah, also since this game is from 2011, this is the era of auto heal. So we have a lot of damage taken right now, and look at that, we're healed. We didn't even need to use a stim pack. Now they do have bandages in this game which can heal you a little bit faster, but if you just sit still, yeah. So that was a boss fight. That was not a boss, that was just an annoying guy. And we have got the car parts that we need, sir. Thank you. We've got the car parts we need, so we're good to head back. Now, there's 2 guys working on an ATV out here. So we're gonna hijack them. It is technically about 2 seconds slower to hijack the ATV and ride it back compared to bunny hopping back. However, I think it's really funny to steal their ATV out from them while they're working on it. So I like stealing it. It's funny. Also, if we're lucky, we'll hit an object and I'll go flying, which is also a really great animation. The Wilhelm scream is the best part. It's honestly the best part.
Being one of my favorite things about playing this game regularly is that there's goalposts all throughout the wasteland, and one of the achievements you get is for flinging your character through those goalposts by crashing into a wall.
Yep, it's the greatest.
Amazing.
That is a Steam achievement, by the way. All right, so we have repaired the buggy, and we're going to use that buggy quite a bit, actually. The buggy is Dan's way of thanking us for clearing out all of the bandits and all the other things that we've been doing for him. So he is going to give us a sniper rifle. We are literally never going to use it a single time. Nice, I got the fence up. So we're going to get in here, and all we have to do is drive over to this wall, plant some dynamite, and then drive away. Nice and easy. Whoa, did the rocket hit the pipe there?
Yeah, you can manipulate the rockets in a certain way for it to hit the pipe. It's a really good way to get a speed tech because you can time the rockets in a way that it actually hits you on the second time round to boost it like that.
Yeah, I usually get the second boost, but I don't think I've ever seen the rocket hit the pipe like that before. That's new for me. The first one usually just hits me. All right,
vital in a nightmare run.
Oh, I imagine. Dan? Dan like locked out for a second. That was weird. Okay, we're good.
Can you make the trip?
Okay, so we now have the next quest, which is we're going to Wellspring, which is one of the first major hub cities. And the annoying thing about Wellspring is we're going to go back to Wellspring about 40,000 times during the run. And every single time we go back to Wellspring, we have to go talk to people in a different order. And it is very easy to forget who you have to talk to, in what order, when, how, and what time. It's very easy to get mixed up. So I've been running this game for like a year and a half at this point. I still have to check my splits to remember who I talked to in what order, even after a year and a half. Yeah, it's very tough to remember, just because you come back here so frequently. So we're gonna talk to Solomon, if I can get away. And skip his dialogue, talk to him one more time, and then we have to wait for another dialogue sequence. So I'm going to actually extendo grab that gun just to get the bullets out of it, so I can sell them later. This just for vendoring, because we have to wait anyway for that dialogue to cycle, and it's a good way to get just a little bit of extra cash for vendoring. So now we're in Wellspring. There's no combat allowed here, so our gun's been put away. I'm going to slide off the car. That is an RNG manip, and definitely not an accident that I just accidentally slipped off of it. I'm going to grab the bobblehead that's on his desk, because you could sell that bobblehead for a lot of money. And I'm not even joking. That is a Vault Boy from Fallout bobblehead. And you can sell them at the vendors, and they are worth a lot of money. So this is Coffer. He is going to be our vendor. And we have to get the outfit, one of the outfits, in order to progress. Fun fact, each of the 3 outfits has one of 3 properties to it. Well, each of the properties is nice, but they all do kind of different things. However, there was a special release of the game at one point. I don't really remember when it happened, or like if it was like a Steam special or whatnot, but there's something called, I think it was called the Invasion Pack, or something
Anarchy
like that.
Pack.
Anarchy Pack, that's what it was. And it released what's called the Crimson Elite Suit, which is the one we got. And the Crimson Elite Suit has the properties of all 3 suits stacked into one. And it is imperative that you get this suit in order to do the entire run has been routed around using this suit. If you don't have this suit, you have to reroute the run, and it is going to be slower no matter what you do. So yeah, the entire thing is routed around having this suit. Well, the problem is it only came with this one particular release of the game, and you can't even buy that version of the game anymore. So what do you do about it? Well, quite simply, all you have to do is go into the game files, copy a text file, change a 0 in that text file to a 1, and you have the anarchy pack unlocked. Literally, that's all it takes is just copying a text file and changing a 0 to a 1, and boom, you have it. Very strange that it works that way, but yeah.
It's very, very 2011, like back in the day where they would have the DLCs on the disc, that kind of level of DLC.
Yeah.
It was a pre-order bonus that you could get when you bought the game.
Oh, was it a pre-order thing? I thought it was like a collector's edition thing.
Yeah, so the Anarchy edition was a pre-order version of the game.
I got you. So yeah, that is we have to do a race at some point, so we just do that one because it's
What you looking for?
oh, there we go. We just do that one because it's the fastest to do it. We have to do a race in order to unlock the sponsored event later on in the runs, and it's fastest to do the race then because we're already over there from talking to Copper. You come in here, talk to the mayor again,
That's
and his radius is annoyingly wide, so we have to like hit the fence in order to skip his dialogue properly.
Go see Mick across the way.
Now we are going to go see Mick real quick. Oh, this guy's voiced by Phil Lamar, by the way.
That's the one, Phil Lamar, another cameo
Lamar.
that we just blast through. There's a lot of really good actors and voice actors that have roles in this game. It had an insanely large budget, which is wild because no one knows this game exists anymore.
Right? Like everybody forgets about this game. Like people come into my chat and they're like, "Oh man, I played this game a bunch back in the day. I totally forgot about it." Like, yeah, everybody did.
Like you have two heavyweights in Nolan North and Steve Blum in this game.
And let us not forget John Goodman. Hollywood superstar John Goodman. Yeah, we got Steve Blum, we've got Phil Lamar. A lot of heavy hitters and as far as voice actors are concerned. So this is the last time we're actually going to see John Goodman. We are going to once again skip all his dialogue, grab the crossbow, and that is oh no, I just fast traveled to DR again. Hold on. I screwed up slightly. Hold on. Force a habit. I didn't mean to do that.
You know what? Perfect time to bring up something that you may have noticed if you were paying close attention. You may have seen that Dane just fast traveled with no money.
Yeah.
Crazy how that works. So this game, it being its like introduction into open world games of this kind of nature and it having a nightmare difficulty on top of it, they tried to implement a couple of ways that you could get out of a sticky situation to stop yourself from soft locking. Like as mentioned previously, we have the revive mechanic, but we also have heals in case for whatever reason you need to do it if you've run out of revives. And one of the other mechanics is the fast travel. So you have the capacity to radio in and get yourself moved to one of the many outposts that we have in the game. Not only does it cost $150, but it also repairs your vehicle. But what they implemented was if you, for whatever reason, have no money, because especially in nightmare difficulty where everything is super expensive, it'll be $150 or whatever you have left in your account. So if you have 60, you spend 60. If you have nothing, you spend nothing.
Yeah, I think the first fast travel that we did, I had $1. I think it was $1 in my inventory. So getting a full tow and a full repair of my vehicle cost $1. Yeah, we are now on 2 missions. We got a mission for the mayor and a mission for the Sheriff Black. But Sheriff Black's mission is also going to have us. This guy, what is with this guy, man? He's been trolling me lately. My practice run last week, he was messing with me. I don't understand that guy. Sheriff Black has a mission tree that we have to go through, and so talking to Jackie is going to give us a kind of a submission to work with. But first, we're going to do the mayor's mission because it is cheaper to do this way. It's not necessarily faster, but it is cheaper, and we need to keep as much money as we get because the money routing is pretty tight in the first half of the game. It's going to be a little bit easier in the second half, but in the first half, we are going to be woefully low on money by the time we get to vendoring. So
yeah, and taking advantage of the fact that we're not spending anything for a tow, the next mission that we do after this actually gets us money when we finish it. So that's why we do this one. That's why it's cheaper.
Now you'll
And
notice
an example of collisions.
Yeah, an example of the wonderful collision models in this game. How I was able to grab the feltrite sample through the container that it was sitting in. It's a very, very busted little piece of speed tech. That doesn't save a lot of time. In fact, if you don't grab it right away, you start losing time. But it's just really funny to be able to do that, and I can usually get it pretty consistent now to save time. So we are headed off to Mutant Bash TV. If anybody out there played Rage 2, which came out in 2019, some of you remember Mutant Bash TV and how much we hated Mutant Bash TV. Well, the reason why that's in Rage 2 is because it's in Rage 1, and it's worse in this game. So this is JK. We're going to talk to him, and he's going to pit us in Mutant Bash TV. Basically, it's just it's basically a horde mode. Where we're pitted against enemies for 5 different waves, and we have to just kill everything. That's pretty much the entirety of it. Also, one thing to point out is I'm playing the game at a field of view that is not native to the game. The native field of view is 80, which is way too narrow. So we have a boot command set up in the game. Most of us set our FOV a little bit higher. But the downside of this is you can see that the character model does not have the shoulder drawn all the way. Right underneath my ammo counter, you can see the edge of my shoulder. Not supposed to be like that. It only really shows that with the sniper rifle too. It doesn't really show that with a shotgun. Now, Mutant Bash TV is actually one of the kind of run killers of the run. Not so much for timing purposes, but if you don't hit a certain threshold of accuracy and time in each wave, you'll actually lose money. And then you won't be able to vendor properly, and that could kill the run. So I have to make sure that my accuracy is very high as we go. And the problem is that these mutants do not like to stay still. Case in point. I missed the one. There we go. Okay. Yeah, and even missing just a few shots can offset your money gain a lot. What do you say?
No, I was just going to say, so these mutants are, for the most part, not RNG. They do spawn in the same order, except for these pipe ones for whatever reason. Yeah. So it does help with memorizing the locations, but because they're so fast moving, if you miss the point where they land on the ground for even a second, they go into their fast move mode, and it's just horrible to try and get that accuracy.
Like that. He was in the crosshair, but these guys move really fast. Whoop. Not sure what happened there. Yeah, 91% is not great, so I'm gonna have to really make sure I don't miss any more shots. So I see some denial in chat. You okay there, Balake? I speed ran Rage 2, man. Oh,
There ain't no Rage 2 here, and there never was. What is this shotgun? Why does it sometimes load directly into the chamber? Because video game shotgun, my guy.
Hey, the Rage 2 shotgun is probably one of the best shotguns in like any game.
Yeah, it has this really weird thing where the shotguns are either horrible or just the best experience in gaming.
Yeah. Doom 3 versus Rage 2. All right, so that is wave 2. Wave 2 is actually entirely consistent, which is nice. Come on. All right, now here's where we're going to make the big money for the run. This is you can see this little slot machine here, and as long as we line up the red money signs, we will make a ton of cash right here. This is the spot where we will be able to really cash out big for when we start vendoring later. And that's going to be really, really important. So we have to just make sure that we hit the red dollar signs and not the skulls, right? Oh, shoot, I got a skull. Oh, well, that sucks. Okay, well, what are you going to do? Now, if it wasn't obvious, that was obviously on purpose. We're going to get the money somewhere else. Don't worry. All right.
You know what? Barrage Hill in the chat just unlocked the wildest memory. He's brought up the fact that for the promotional material for this game, they had this really weird, like, really terrible cardboard frisbee that was made in the shape of the wing sticks.
What? Like,
Yep.
There we go.
Like handing out at like cons or something.
Yeah, well, he worked at GameStop. We have a similar thing in Australia called EB Games.
Yeah. Oh, EB Games used to be here too. Yeah.
Yeah, it used to be in the US. Where is he? And that is wave 4, and wave 5 is up next. We've actually we've done pretty good on the money. We're probably going to be okay for vendoring. The couple of practice runs I did not go super well with MBTV, and I was short on cash when we got to coffers. So I'm gonna throw a nade for this guy. Hello? There we go.
Yeah, this boss has a crit spot, but because of the constant movement and the just sheer RNG of the shotgun spread, if you do everything perfectly, you can one cycle that with one loaded box shot.
It's really hard to do that.
Yeah, so backup is use a grenade or take the extra time to reload and take the extra 2 to 4 shells you might need.
1641 out of MBTV is actually really good. That's a pretty good chunk of cash. So we are going to head back to Wellspring. We have to talk to the mayor, talk to Jackie, and then we're going to talk to Slim. And that is going to be when we start the sponsored race. Whoa! I got pushed. Come on.
Well, good one. But whatever it is you got,
How do y'all feel about some donations?
You're gonna have perfect time for donations in just a minute because we're gonna be doing the sponsored race, which is a minute and a half, and there's nothing we can do to speed that up.
Awesome. I will totally wait for that.
It's coming up right after I finish talking to the sheriff, and then I talk to Slim. Okay, I'm gonna hold. Oh, I'm talking to the sheriff, and I don't need to talk to the sheriff yet. This is what I mean. It's very confusing to remember who you have to talk to in what order. It's very easy to forget.
It's been a long time.
Alrighty, we are doing the sponsored race. Now, the nice thing is we have a better vehicle. However, this is a really tough race because these racers are really, really hard to beat. Oh, did I say hard to beat? Sorry, I meant we have a weapon that can just instantly destroy them. Yeah. So we have a much nicer little vehicle here that is going to get us around this track much faster, and yet somehow this race is still a minute and a half, same as the last one. Even though we have a better car, it's still a minute and a half, although it's longer to keep doing what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, he's trying his hardest to make that not happen.
I'm trying so hard. Anyways, we got about a minute for donations. Go for it.
Awesome. Well, Sight of Kanzion, I hope I'm saying your name right, sent in $10, says this Bizaster is always happy to support both Dane and the Trevor Project. Thank you so much for your generosity. And I do want to say that one went towards playing with the dog in Transistor. We only needed $5 more to unlock that one. So we will be playing with the dog in Transistor. Yes, I'm so hyped. I'm so hyped. And then we got one more dono here from Shredberg for $4. No comment, just generosity. Thank you so much for your donation. A little reminder to everybody that every single donation counts. No matter how large or how small, they're all going towards increasing the amount of money that we are going to be donating to. Oh, I see why they donated that $4, because our total right now is $6,666.
Nice.
currently going towards yeah, if somebody wants to donate $3, that would be pretty nice too. You know,
Shout outs to Diablo 4 for that donation total.
I'm glad.
I do want to remind everybody that we still have all kinds of incentives that folks can donate towards, including the one for a run coming up fairly soon in Lone Fungus. If this one is met, the run will be done with custom textures. We have a long way to go on that one. We're looking for $100, and we have $1. So please,
$99.
right?
Do it.
99. Please do remember to click on those incentives when you are getting your donations in for the Trevor Project. We also have a character bid war for Dance Revolution Mario Licks for Mario or Luigi. And I am happy that Luigi is in the lead with only $5. So very, very easy to snipe that one out too if you want to see our main man Mario in Dance Revolution Mario Licks. We also, oh my gosh, we also have a super hard level showcase in Dance Revolution Mario Mix, which is 15 to 20 minutes of songs not featured in the EX story mode. We are sitting at $195 out of the $200 we need again, and only $5 to unlock that incentive. Please get those donations in.
And if we hit $303 more, we get the funny number.
That's right. That's our current goal for this run. We have an hour and a half to do that. I think we could do that.
Oh yeah, you bet.
Very
All right.
important, you know, to have those short-term goals and long-term goals in your life.
Oh dang, you broke the car.
I broke the car. If only I had money to repair it later. Anyways, we're starting the first of 3 cutscenes with Dr. Anton Cavassier, this guy. He was also in Rage 2, which apparently doesn't exist. And we have to sit through these cutscenes, and there is sadly no way to skip them because you can run away from Cavassier as much as you want, but he still plays his dialogue anyway. Now, who likes to go out of bounds?
I do. Wait, where are we going?
We're out of bounds. This is out of bounds. We're not supposed to be here right now.
Interesting.
You know how when you go into a locked house in Skyrim and everybody inside the house says, "You're not supposed to be here."
Might take some,
But we're not supposed to be here.
but you also look.
You might think, well, how do we get back in bounds?
Something
What do we do?
about you. Best I take a closer look.
Do we jump a lot? Oh,
We just warp back in like that. And that's the only reason why we can actually do that, is if we didn't warp back in like that, we would be technically soft locked. And sadly, in the other 2 cutscenes, there's no warping involved, so we won't be able to do that again. But we are stuck sitting here talking to Cavassier, so we can kind of talk through what we did prior to this. We were doing 2 quest lines right now. We had to go to the Northern Tower to do, what's the opposite of a fetch quest? A drop-off quest?
delivery?
Delivery. That's basically what we did. We had to deliver something to the Northern Tower, and then at the same time we have to talk to the Cavassier because his quest line is part of the mayor's quest line, and he's actually going to give us another quest, which is going to be to upgrade our defibrillation. So instead of having only 1 revive option, we're going to have 2. So we'll be able to revive twice before we experience permanent death and have to reload whatever our most recent save is. However, this cutscene being 3 minutes long gives us a lot of time to talk through what we did there. So what we did was we got to Cavassier, started the dialogue with him, and unfortunately we have to wait for his for the bridge to come up so that we can cross. So we go to the Northern Tower while that bridge is raising. That saves a little bit of time by doing that.
I can give you an upgrade.
By the way, this actor that voices Cavassier, if you've played Doom 3, voices the sergeant in Doom 3. Marine.
I love the little shoulder buddy the doctor has.
Now we are going to do some speed tech here. Same as we clipped through the wall before. This is optimal. This is going to save us a couple of frames, not seconds. Frames. Here's how it works. As soon as we get the quest prompt from him, we're gonna mash enter, look down, and scroll the wheel to interact.
going there and get
And
very
that
lucky.
saved a couple of frames. Again, not seconds, frames. And now we fast travel. Oops, I'm clicking the wrong button. And then we fast travel back to Mick. And we are going to vendor. Now, I often screw up vendoring, so I might need a couple of attempts to do this, just because I often hit the wrong button, because I'm a dummy sometimes. So we have to turn in the quest to Sheriff Black, please. The stairs. There we go.
Great work. Heard my guy in the town. Now that you've been up, what I
Oh, we almost got fast sheriff. He
you
didn't.
think you can do this?
He
Take
reset
these plans
one of his
forward.
animations.
Yeah,
have to
fast
wait
sheriff
for-
of this one is a little bit strange. So essentially what's
Yeah.
happening is with the aforementioned dialogue skipping, there is a certain point, it's like a couple of pixels long, where you can get in that pixel without hitting the wall and go back to him, and he doesn't go back down and go back up. And if you can do all three of them, as opposed to missing all three of them, it's about an 8 to 10 second time save, just based on that animation alone.
All right. Oops. I bought one too many of that one component, whatever that was.
So everyone does this a little bit differently. It just depends on what you're confident with and what you're not confident with. But ideally, the situation is you need to have a certain amount of RC cars to carry yourself out until the second time we do vendoring, which is in the later half of the game. We only, depending on what skips you can and can't do, we only need about 12 to 15 RC cars. But because of the fact that we're also fast traveling a bunch, we want to make sure that we spend as much money as we can and get as much resources as we can, so that way we don't have to worry about wasting that money. Carry ourselves, like I said, through to our next vendoring point, which is halfway through the game. So this is going to last us.
Yeah, and you'll notice how long it takes to craft everything. Because you hit build all, and it crafts everything one at a time. Instead of just crafting everything all at once, you had to do one at a time. Thank you, id Software, so much for that. So yeah. All right. So now that that is for some reason escape pauses the game while the game is already paused in the crafting menu. So now that we've done vendoring, now the real run starts. It took a little while to get there, and to be fair, a lot of the stuff was fun to do prior to this point. But now we get to do the first big skip of the run, and the first big skip is called Shrouded Bunker Skip, and that might not be obvious what that is based on the name, so allow me to explain. Shrouded Bunker Skip is going to allow us to skip the Shrouded Bunker.
Well, thanks for explaining that.
You're very welcome. All right, so what we're gonna do is park the car right here, and we are going to enter the Shrouded Bunker. Now, we needed the RC cars in order to do this, and big shout outs to Zen for finding this skip, by the way. There's an RC car there, there's another one there. I'm going to... I forgot what my button was to drop the RC car, because it's different in this game than compared to other games. So we're gonna blow up the wall here in order to get through. I'm going to start the... Oops. I'm going to start the elevator. Now, we crafted a bunch of pop rockets, which, as you can see, are very powerful. These things can waste these guys in one go. All right, so I'm going to line up on this little white dot. I'm going to quick save, because this can go wrong. We're going to do an extendo grab on this button. Please. Game. There we go. Thank you, game. All right. Now we're going to ride through the wall here. But be very careful. We're going to go into the settings, switch the difficulty to maximum. I'm going to quick save. We're going to cook a grenade in our hands, walk over the edge, and blow ourselves up. Now, by blowing ourselves up while we are in midair, we are going to bypass the kill trigger for fall damage, which means that we are able to go underneath the entire level to get over here. Now I'm going to go back into the settings, switch the difficulty back to easy. I'm going to get to right about here. Gonna quick save again, hoping I can line this up. Oop. And that puts us back in bounds, just like that. Now, we have skipped most of the shrouded bunker. However, we are stuck on the wrong side of the fence here. So I'm going to quick save and jump over the fence. That was kind of weird, but I got it. I'm going to line up right about here. Hello? Please hit the button. There we go. And now, don't ask really how this works. I couldn't exactly tell you. It's just, we're just going to jump a lot. Yeah, a lot of things are happening right now. So we're gonna do a skip. This is actually very similar to the fence skip that we did at the beginning of the game. We're gonna quick save because this will sometimes go badly. Now, and that's why we quick save. This has been bedeviling me lately. Oh my god. This was really... There we go. Got it.
There we go.
And that is the end of Shrouded Bunker. Probably not any faster than playing it normally with how long that last one took, but we got it eventually. Alrighty, and now we are able to go to Dead City 1. And Dead City 1 is the run killer of the run. Dead City 1 eats most of my runs for runs that actually get that far. So we're going to actually don't park here yet. I'm going to park right here. I said Dead City 1. And you might say Dead City 1. That implies that there's a Dead City 2. Yep. So Dead City. It's called Dead City because your run is dead after you get to here. There's two specific spots in Dead City 1 that can eat the run. So grab that ammo, reload, switch to my grenades. Now we've got a mini boss here, and this mini boss can be a real chore to take out. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna throw 2 grenades and a volley of pop rockets. Mini boss down. Now we have to wait for this piece of wood to fall. Thank you. And we are good. All right. So we are stuck in this room for a little bit because we have to go through that door. However, it is not going to lower until we deal with this gauntlet of enemies. So these enemies are extremely consistent. They're always going to spawn in the same order at the same time every time. So once this window breaks, right now, this one is going to break next. We get that guy, this guy. He's just hanging out. And we got one right here. And door. Just like that. Alrighty. Whoop. Now this skip is... the skip is going to seem innocuous, but this is actually the spot that will kill the run most often. I'm going to quick save. We're going to run and jump off this mound. Come on. I'm going to just load this. This is a tricky jump. Oh, almost had it.
This skip has had a couple of iterations. It used to be an RC skip, and even then, with RC car skips being a lot more, there we go, a lot more easier to accomplish, the timing of it was always the worst as well because the enemies could blow up the RC car. So we decided to forego that. Someone had found that we could ramp jump off the mount and get onto the barrier. Again, funky collision, id tech, we love to see it. There is a swag strat route of getting over that jump, and this is part of the reason it kills my run, is because I can't compete against it. I did it first try. But essentially, if you ramp jump off of that and crouch at the right time, you'll actually go under the roof but over the barrier, and you can just fly over that wall. Safety strat is landing on top of it and kind of just slowly walking around the corner. which is quite difficult as well because you fall off quite easily.
So there's a wall here that we can clip through. If you line up on that fence just at the right angle, you can just clip right through and grab that ammo. We've got, ooh, I'm gonna take a hit here, that's fine. Those 3 enemies are the triggers for this door that just opened. The came out just because he's in the way. He's not tied to a trigger or anything, but he's just gonna get in my way. All right, and we are going to approach the one and only boss of the entire game. We've dealt with a few mini bosses, but those are mini bosses. They're not actual bosses. And we are going to fight the one and only boss in the entire game. And this boss is going to be a perfect showcase of id Software's ability to make boss fights, which is, well, you'll see. So this is the boss. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna shoot him in the stomach. He is going to throw a rock at us, but there's a really short period where we can hit him with a rocket. And now we have to dodge all of his fist attacks. As you can see, they're very difficult to avoid. And then we shoot him in the brain one time. I'm gonna reload, use up these last 4 rockets on these last 4 shots. All right, now we have to dodge one more fist attack. You see how difficult it is to avoid those attacks. Let me block a question. Have you ever died to this boss fight?
Have I ever died? No. Actually, yes, but technically not to the boss. So what happens is when you get hit by the fist, it actually flicks you in a direction. I was flicked in the way that pushed me up to the roof and I died to full damage.
I'm sorry, but that's really funny.
It's actually broken. I was so angry.
Oh, that's hilarious. All right, so that's the whole boss fight. It's the only boss fight in the game. Now, if you do this fast enough, you actually can get here before that guy spawns in, which is nice. But I bumped into a few things. You have to do it really fast, and if you bump into anything, it's gonna take up too much time. So the entire reason that we have come through all of this stuff, all these hallways and corridors, is just to grab this. That is the only reason why we came here. That defibrillation upgrade. We're waiting on a wall to break down. So I'm gonna grab all those things. Now, if you push right up against this door, or against this wall, this wall's about to become a door. Someone's gonna be pushing through it now. But if you push all the way through, you can look through the wall early and see that there's nobody there, and then suddenly there is. So I'm gonna take this guy out, and we are heading out of here. And we are never gonna see Dead City again, right?
Technically.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So we are. Whoa! I don't know how I got so much air there. So we would normally at this point fast travel back. However, we have to go get the defibrillation upgrade installed. Gonna have Kvasir open up our chest and plug us in. So we are going to take very good care of our car again. Very good care of it. It's okay. For $150, they'll fix it. All right. And we have another cutscene with Doc Kvasir. So if there is anything to read right now, now's a good time.
Oh, we have things to read. Cass sent in $25. Says, "Good morning, Daniel." Not his real name, don't worry. "Can you please confirm that this is the best driving in any game ever? Thank you, Cass42.
Hey, hold on. It's better than Rage 2.
That's
There's a
true.
sequel to this game.
Well, truth be told, the driving in this game is not that bad. It's just when you're trying to speed run, it can get kind of wonky and kind of problematic. But the driving in this game, really honestly, not that bad.
Who are you trying to convince?
Myself, anyway.
Oh, yeah. I got more donuts if we have more time.
The reason he will not run 100% category in this game is because there is an hour and a half worth of driving that he has to do in that category, and he just will not do it.
No,
It's not even so much that, is that there's 26 races that you have to do, and a bunch of them are RNG. So
That does not help.
it doesn't help. So we have to fast travel back to Mick, and we are now going to do the well. And the well is the second big fat run killer of the run. So yeah, once we are in the well, things are going to be moving pretty quickly. So you got time to read out your donation right now.
Okay, well, I have a not confusing at all donation from Coyotic for $16.02. It says, Germans from first donation, been commenting for years, first time watching, donating to invalidate your rage DDR ending.
What a comment. Oh my goodness. That was great.
Very much good. I will say that some of that definitely went towards that Lone Fungus custom texture showcase that we're still trying to unlock. We're now sitting at $42.02 out of the $100 we need to unlock that. Please keep those donations rolling in. Make sure you click on those incentives. And the super hard level showcase in Dance Dance Revolution Mario makes 15-20 minutes. The song's not featured in any AX story mode. We're still only $5 away from unlocking that. Please donate. Please.
All right, the well has a few skips we're gonna go for. First one is right here. We're gonna save ourselves the trouble of running all around these walkways by just boosting our way up to the second floor, if we can actually get the boost properly. There we go. Now, you don't technically have to kill all these guys, but they can very often get right in the way. So it's usually a good idea to do so.
Same as the beginning level, you don't have to kill all the enemies, but you do have to kill all the enemies in this particular room.
Yeah, this room in particular. All right, this skip is called I Think He's Close. And you're about to see why. Nice, first try.
Oh.
So if you don't get that first try, you get to hear him say, I think he's close, over and over and over and over and over. It is very annoying. All right, so we got to take out 2 enemies here. This guy, sir, you have bullets in you. Please stop existing. All right, and that opens the gates. Gonna save myself the trouble of running around by jumping over. Grab the toxin, pull the lever. Knock that guy off. You don't want to stand too close to that edge or you will splatter, believe me. Oh, almost got it.
Nice.
Almost got it. And that is the well. The well is a run killer, and I'm actually glad I that one went pretty well. You get it? Hey.
Look, I wasn't going to comment.
Anyway, so we're gonna turn in the mission to Carlson. He's gonna send us back to Kvasir for one last cutscene. Well, one last cutscene with Kvasir, not one last cutscene for the whole game. Sadly, there's still a couple more.
Thanks again for your help.
All right, and we are off to the wasteland. So we have to drive back to Kvasir for the, I think it's Kvasir's second longest cutscene out of 3. But this is the one where he is going to give us the toxin for our crossbow. So we got that crossbow pretty early in the game. And, you know, crossbow normally shoots just like bolts. But then when we got to the well, we got electric bolts. Well, Kvasir is going to give us another type of bolt, mind control darts. The mind control darts, you can shoot it at like a group of enemies and then steer that enemy into the other group and blow it up and basically turn that enemy into a bomb. It is really cool. It is also really slow, and we are never going to use it a single time in the speedrun. Despite
like
being
mind bullets.
a super cool idea for a weapon, but yeah. Yeah, basically we got a toxin inside the well that is used to formulate this thing that, yeah. It's a whole big thing. If you don't worry about the plot of this game. It's pretty ridiculous and over the top, as is the case with most id Software titles.
I mean, from the look of it, you know, I wasn't expecting anything particularly
bandits getting
You don't play Rage for the plot. You play Rage for the shoot.
It's called Rage.
You play The Last of Us for the plot. You play this for shooting.
This is not called friendly chat.
something.
Also, I love the robot arm animations here because they look so confused at first, and then it looks like they're fighting with each other. And he's so sad that he didn't get to hand Cavasso the toxin. Aww. Poor little robot arm.
Oh, now look at this. That's something.
Yeah, you play Rage for the shotguns. And really, truthfully, the fact that the part of the reason why this run is as fast as it is and as kind of enjoyable to run as it is, besides the strafe hopping, is the fact that you can turn the shotgun into a grenade launcher and just lay waste to everything. If not for pop rockets, man, I don't know. What would the run even look like?
Yeah, it goes from the probably one of the worst weapons in the game to the absolute pinnacle weapon of this game, just with one schematic.
Yep. One crafting recipe and you have the ultimate speed tech for weapons. It shoots rockets. No, it shoots grenades. The rocket launcher shoots rockets.
But now, this toxin you have so thoughtfully brought for my
Cavasso is such a drag, man. Wish we could skip this guy.
All right, I got the
going out of bounds.
The comment he made. It's a Borderlands reference.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. My experience with Borderlands is about 10 minutes of Borderlands 1 and about 3 hours of Borderlands 3. So, not enough experience to remember.
Well, if we're just sitting here.
We are just sitting here.
I could talk about how Power Up with Pride has partnered with the Yeti to bring you shirts based on various runs throughout the event, and they're super flippin' cool. These awesome designs will only be around as long as the marathon is, so make sure you pick them up now. $5 from each shirt sale goes towards the Trevor Project. Visit theyeti.com to check them all out. There's 3 shirt designs. We've had them on the break screen for the entire marathon. So, you know, once the run is over, have a look, or just head on over to Yeti right now and check them out, because you don't have too much longer to pick those up. This is the last day.
Get your shirts in. All right. So we have done all of the missions, or all the quests for the mayor, for the sheriff. We are now getting our quests from this lady, Elizabeth. Now I'm going to try to push Elizabeth to the right spot. Nice. I got her to move a little sooner. You can turn in a quest to Sally and actually move Elizabeth up a little bit faster. It does have the potential to soft lock her though, so you got to be careful doing that. Skip her dialogue.
The bar isn't safe.
Alrighty.
You probably
Sporadic, I have a question for you.
so. That's
I'll
why
do my best to answer.
You'll need
Are you a fan of prison?
Well, it depends on who's going in it.
We are going in it specifically to get
all right.
someone out of it.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we're going to go to prison.
All right.
Because Steve Bloom is in prison and we need to get Steve Bloom out because if he's in prison, he can't voice act in every single thing that you've ever seen.
Break Steve Bloom out so he can get another check. Let's go.
Yes. So we are headed. I'm not even joking. We are headed to prison. He's been captured. He's the leader of the resistance, and he has been captured by the authority. I don't think we've explained that part of the plot. Yeah, there's a tyrannical government system in no small way putting their finger directly on their nose by calling themselves the authority. And so the group of resistance fighters, unironically and in no small way pointing their finger on their nose, calling themselves the resistance. Car, please. Oh my God, this guy. All right. And Steve Bloom, I guess we should call him John Marshall, because that's his character's name. John Marshall is the leader of the resistance, and we have to go bust him out of prison. Now the prison is, I think at this point, the 3rd biggest run killer. Prison, for all of my runs that get past the well and Dead City 1, prison eats all the rest of them. I have so few runs actually get to Wasteland 2. And you're gonna see why. There's a lot of places where prison can die, especially because this is going to turn into an escort mission, and John Marshall does not like to be escorted. He's actually a terrible escort partner. There we go.
Where we mentioned earlier, where there's the fact that we could kind of modify our buys when we're vendoring. This is probably the level where it matters the most, because if we don't make a certain amount of RC cars, it does affect what skips we do in this particular level.
That was an example of using a bandage, because I was actually taking such a beating that if I didn't heal, I'd end up defibbing. And defibbing, I mean, you get a second chance at life, but you will help. I can't believe I actually grabbed only part of that. Did this guy survive that? Oh my god, he did. Yeah, these guys need to be dead, because if they survive, they're going to cause a lot of problems later on, and I'll point out where and why that happens. All right. 1, 2, 3. A quick save. And that skips having to run around. Steve Bloom! By the way, there's a trading card in here that we can collect through the thing, because collision's really good in this game.
I'm sure glad to see
It's so good.
the door controls are on that.
So we're going to push the button to release him out of his cell. And we can actually get through the lasers before they spawn in. It wasn't that close. It wasn't that close. I'm gonna bully this guy. All right, so we just need to kill these couple of guys. Grief. I'm looting these guys because we need their ammo for later. Hurry up!
Follow me. I know what to do.
Yeah, if you don't babysit Marshall throughout this whole mission, he will sometimes get an enemy will just start to camp him, and he will be stuck because he doesn't like to move until, like, if he's being attacked. Just gonna jump over. This guy went much farther than he normally goes. We've got this guy spawning here.
Forces coming through the courtyard.
All right, we're going to jump over this laser. Let's try that again. We're going to jump over this laser just like that. Got him. Oh. Oh, wait, that's Marshall. We get this guy. Hey, you go away. I've got this guy to deal with. Oh, there's one as well. Need to lower the lasers from Marshall. This guy is perfectly in the way.
Now watch my back while I place this.
There we go. Dude, good grief. All right, real quick, gonna grab this ammo. There we go. Now these guys always consistently spawn in the same way every single time. Also, for whatever reason, they blow up once they die.
Because they have jetpacks, and you're shooting the jetpacks.
Yeah, whatever. All right, I have to go hit Marshall's radius in order to cycle this. I'm gonna try and do this skip if I can get on the turret. Come on. Come on. There we go.
This way.
All right, I'm gonna quick save. There we go. Jump up here.
Now, this
Drop another
particular
quick
area has a lot of different ways that you can go about doing the same skip. And again, it incorporates into the fact that it does depend on the kind of RC cars that we have, the type of skill level that the particular runner has. Like, there is a way to get up onto this roof without any RC cars whatsoever, and it is a very difficult skip. Probably the hardest skip in the game.
Super tough. Yeah, I can't do it, so I do the RC car method because it's way easier. and I have enough RC cars I can afford it. So we do all of that just to be able to get to here sooner. That saves about 12 seconds. If we just sat around and waited for the door to open, we'd be waiting, and that would take time that we don't want to spend. So yeah. We fast traveled back to Wellspring, and now that Marshall's back, we are going to start getting missions from both him and Elizabeth, because we are going to start kind of rebuilding the authority now that they have their entrusted leader back. So we're going to do the very funny thing of skipping all his dialogue, and he's just going to play Ring Around the Rosie a little bit while he does this.
Glad you made it back.
I'm going to assume that skipped his dialogue here. Hello? There we go. Okay, pretty sure that worked. Yes, turn around. Yeah, sometimes he can be kind of finicky with getting his dialogue started. Alrighty. Now we are headed back to the beginning. We're actually going back to the very beginning of the run, where we first exited our cryogenic chamber. We are going back to that exact same spot for another mission. So in order to do that, we are going to fast travel back to DR, back to the Hagar settlement. From there, we're going to drive our way over to the Ark, because that's where we emerged from. Try and get a quick exit here. Nice. Now Elizabeth's radio is going to go crazy right here. Way too dank. Way too dank. This radio is so obnoxious. All right. I'm gonna climb onto this wall. I'm going to save because I sometimes miss this fence, and if you miss it, you die. Okay, we're good. You see how much damage I took, and I still managed to hit the fence, properly. So if you miss that fence, it's pretty much a guaranteed instant death. All right, so we talked to the console panel thing, yeah, and that's the mission. That's the whole mission. We go back, and we're gonna get the next mission. We've only got one more mission left before we go to Wasteland 2, and Wasteland 2 is where some crazy skips are gonna happen. Some of my favorite skips in the run are in Wasteland 2. So again, we have to play Ring Around the Rosie with Marshall a bit.
And it's becoming more.
It's unfortunate we have to skip all his dialogue because Steve Bloom has such a good voice.
We've still got some
Also, Elizabeth is voiced by
Yes.
a famous voice actor, and I do not remember her name.
We need that day.
It's not.
We're talking about Elizabeth?
Yeah. Is it Veronica Taylor?
No, Tara Strong.
Tara Strong, that's who it is.
Wait, what?
Yeah, Elizabeth's voiced by
Yep.
Tara Strong. That, like we said, heavy hitters on the voice acting
We
cast.
suspect.
It's an extremely AAA game.
Yeah.
Find that
Yes.
data.
It really is, despite the fact that it is incredibly obscure and not a lot of people know about it. Alrighty. And guess where we're going? Who remembers Dead City? Remember how I called it Dead City 1? That implies that there's a Dead City 2. Because there's a Dead City 2. We're going back to Dead City. The nice thing is, though, Dead City 2 actually doesn't really eat runs. Dead City 2 is pretty consistent. So if you can get past prison, you are fairly guaranteed to finish the run. Not absolutely guaranteed. There's some crappy stuff in Wasteland 2 that can still eat your run. But if you can get past prison, man, you're in much better shape. So I'm going to drop the car off here.
Yeah,
We're heading
there's
into
not
Dead
really
City.
anything after that could really eat the run. It's mostly just optimizations and whether or not you'll PB the run.
Yeah. Now, Dead City 2 is just like Dead City. However, we're going to do it backward. So this is where we exited before, and now it's where we're entering.
And that is a
the
common
damage-
design trait in this game for some reason.
Yeah, it's because they needed another quest, but they couldn't design another dungeon. So why not just have the player go back to a place they've already gone, but do it in reverse so that it's what is old is new again. They got all these guys in the hallway. Now this door has like some of the crappiest collision ever. So I'm gonna stand back. It's gonna open. I'm gonna wait like another 3 seconds before I go through it because the hitbox actually does not deload for like 3 seconds after the door breaks open. It is so stupid. I hate it so much because I have taken a ton of damage sometimes on like PB pace runs, and it can be very scary. I grabbed a little bit of ammo right there. Those are pulse shots, and these are very nice. They are going to let us one-shot some of the batteries that are coming up shortly after this. So yeah, this should all look familiar. It's just in reverse. So see if I can get up here. Nice.
Nice.
Got the momentum to do that. Grab that ammo. Now, one thing that is slightly different in Dead City 2 is this stuff. Did I really miss that? Dead City 2 is or Dead City 1 does not have this stuff in it. Break that. Grab this ammo. So we have to wait for these lasers anyway. And this takes us out of the first part of Dead City. And now there's no, I don't think there's any skips really in this second section of Dead City. It's just running through it in bounds. However, we do want to do that pretty quickly. There actually, no, take that back. There is one tiny skip that we're going to do. Technically speaking, you're supposed to break this this cell right here by throwing a nade down there or going down there yourself. Come on.
Just want to
Bowling
let
this
you
guy
know that
because
you
he's-
landed the shot.
I did. Thank you. I thought I didn't hear it. The game's kind of low in my headphones, just so I can hear you too. So I didn't hear the audio for that. Thank you for pointing that out. All right, so I'm gonna switch back to my pop rockets. Which, by the way, we crafted 110 pop rockets. We are now down to 19. You see how tight the money routing is. That, you know, after all that vendoring, we didn't have any money left, and it still barely had enough resources to do that. Come on, get the ball. Whoa!
Ooh.
That almost went badly, but we're good.
And
that-
see, a lot of height, no damage.
Yeah, random, I know. And that is
He has a
Dead
lot
City
of
2.
comfy couches. Noticed you passing all these couches.
It used to
It's
be a
gotta sit
city.
somewhere.
It was a nice city. It was a nice city.
It's a nice city with nice couches.
Alrighty, and that is the end of Wasteland 1. Now we are going to the other wasteland. So we've been in the, I think it's the northern wasteland, right? And then we're going to the eastern wasteland. Yeah. So we skipped part of his dialogue. However, this part we cannot skip. We have to sit through him talking. We'll be able to skip the next part of his dialogue when he says the word scrambler.
Don't worry about the stuff in your garage. It'll be waiting for you. But we need to leave soon ourselves.
Mwah.
Price on your head will only increase if you stay here. This place just isn't safe for you.
And that skips
We've deployed
the rest of his
communication
dialogue.
scrambler, which should help
And we are off to Crescent City, also known as Subway Town.
So,
Now, this
ready
next
to leave?
cutscene is
Excellent.
exactly
Let's go.
1 minute and 22.65 seconds, because it is always 1 minute and 22.65 seconds. It has never not been 1 minute and 22.65 seconds. It is always that time, because it's just sitting here in this blimp
Glad you decided
while
to join
Marshall
us.
drives us.
We're probably
By the way, he
just
has got
days
like
away from the authority finding
the
you.
most wicked Widow's Peak
Discretion
ever.
out of the frying pan.
This is like Vegeta levels of Widow's Peak.
Are we sitting in a blimp talking about the Trevor Project?
Yeah,
Oh.
we are actually.
Yeah! Yeah!
That was. He got there. He got there.
Fighting the
Y'all, the Trevor Project's mission is to end LGBTQ youth suicide. LGBTQ youth are more than 4 times as likely to attempt suicide than their peers. 56% of LGBTQ young people who wanted mental health care in the past year were not able to get it. Getting mental health care in this country is so difficult. Having at least one accepting adult can reduce the risk of a suicide attempt among LGBTQ young people by 40%. That's what we're trying to do right here, right now. We are raising funds to save lives. Every single dollar counts. We're going to give it all to the Trevor Project, and it's going to help a ton of kids. Please get those donations in. Little reminder that we are still looking to unlock the super hard level showcase in Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix, which is 15 to 20 minutes of songs not featured in EX story mode. We're sitting at $195 out of the $200 we need. We only need $5. I know y'all can do it. And just a few runs from now, Lone Fungus, we have an incentive to do a custom texture showcase. So if it's met, the run will be done with custom textures. $42.02 out of the $100 we need. We don't need too much in donations. Please keep them coming in. Let's unlock the texture showcase and all of those bonus songs.
All right, people.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, so we sat through a little bit more cutscene once we got here, and now we have to go meet Redstone. Fun fact about the actor that plays Redstone, Paul Ilding, is also in the video game Skyrim. If you're a fan of Skyrim, then you will know that that voice when you hear it.
My favorite trivia fact is with this game's budget, one of the voice actors who we're never even going to interact with because it's an NPC, a character by the name of Destiny in this game is actually voiced by someone named April Stewart. If you don't know who April Stewart is, she does a majority of the female voices of South Park.
Name's Janny. I sell, I try to make a little money.
And she is just a random NPC that you like will quite easily miss if you don't take the time to do it.
Seriously, I feel like the lineup on like voice actors in this game is unreal for a game that I personally had never heard of.
Yeah, sounds about right. Alrighty, so this is Janny. Everybody in my chat seems to really like Janny for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Oh well, one of those mysteries we'll never figure out. Anyways, so we're gonna buy a few more components for crafting stuff. Buy 11 RC cars here. Oops, that is more than 11. And then I'm going to just load up on buckshot. All right, that's more buckshot than I even need. Cool. So we are going to craft. Oh shoot! Did I not? I didn't buy explosive packs.
Check with me first if you need anything.
Where?
If I don't got it, you
Okay, 150 would be plenty. Okay, so we're gonna build 6 advanced sentry turrets.
Anytime.
I should have enough for this. Yeah, this should be enough. Okay, 6 turrets. We're going to load up on a few more cars. Yeah, this will be 21 cars. That'll be plenty.
Way more. I think
way more than we need. Yeah.
Yeah, maximum you need is I think I rounded it out to be 12, depending on what skips you do.
Yeah.
Anywhere between 12 to 15.
I even cut it a little bit short just to make sure that we have enough pop rockets, which we're gonna have more pop rockets than we really need. We'll also grab some more ammo as we go, so we'll be good. This should be plenty. Yeah, 81 pop rockets is plenty for this. All right, so now we're gonna go talk to Redstone. He's gonna give us our first mission, which is going to be given to us by the foreman, which is a submission, and the foreman is going to send us to Blue Line Station, which has some of the coolest skips in the run. Also some of the hardest ones.
Oh, for sure. I think this is the last one that's truly a run killer. And it's only because of the fact that there is a particular skip in this that is quite precise. It's not necessarily a run killer as in you can't do anything about it. It's more just, this is where PBs come to die.
Yeah. So we have to drive really, really far in order to get there. So we're going to get out right here. I was being sarcastic when I said we drive really far. Drop down here. Oh boy, you have to be really careful because fall damage here is very miscalculated. Oh, get out of the rocks! Yeah. All right, so we're through. And we are heading into Blue Line Station. I was stuck in the rocks. All right, here we go. So I'm going to equip the turrets. I keep getting ping-ponged around.
Get out of the rock strat.
Yeah, I didn't do get out of the rock skip, apparently. All right, we're going to drop 2 turrets. The turrets are going to do most of the work for us, actually. These things are really, really good. Unfortunately, you can't get them until late game, so we were unable to obtain them until we got to Subway Town. So we just have to take these guys out. Should be the last one right here. And now more of them are going to... What was that?
Are there any sandwiches in Subway Town?
Not that kind of Subway.
Oh, all right, my bad.
Yeah, it's a different kind of Subway. So that guy spawns there. This guy always spawns here. We're gonna get another guy who's gonna jump over this truck, and then we're gonna have one spawn right around this light. I always miss this guy though. There we go. And then we're gonna get this guy once he pops up. Now, if we are fast, we're actually going to kill this guy before he has a chance to lift the gate. And yet the gate's going to lift anyway. Amazing how that works. So we got this guy here. This guy here. Oop. Oh. All right, so anyways, once you kill enough of them, this door opens. That was what I was trying to show off there. I'm going to take him out because he can cause problems. Now you're supposed to go do a whole bunch of stuff inbounds, but if you save here, you do a big strafe jump and you don't fall like I did just now. I'm not getting like enough distance from this jump. Why am I missing this?
Maybe try strafe jump the other direction.
I'm actually pretty bad at doing it to the right. Yeah, see,
okay. No, you keep doing you.
Initiated. Oh, that was almost it. Hold on. You may be onto something. There we go.
There we go.
And that takes us out of bounds. We're gonna come over here. Okay, that's not what's supposed to happen. I got pushed really weirdly in the wrong direction. All right, let me do your right side strat. This is not going well. Oh, Nicholas, please. Yeah, my jump keeps getting eaten because I'm doing it too late. I'm so bad at the right side. There we go. Okay. Now we have to get up on this ledge, which is kind of hard. When you're on a slope, collision is very, very wonky. All right. Whoa! All right, gonna get up here. I'm
Not
gonna
again,
because this is an easy spot to lose where you're. Do your spot up here. There we go. Okay, cool.
There we go.
Oh, what were we gonna say?
I was just going to say that again, with the fact that the slopes are the way that they are in that particular section, just boils down to the way that the momentum is introduced in the game. It is very easy to, ramp jump and get momentum, but as a result, it's also very easy to miss your lineup and just jump all over the place.
Yep. So we're gonna do the same strat that we did back in Shrouded Bunker, where we cook a grenade at max difficulty and blow ourselves up to skip the fall damage issue. Then we go back in and change the difficulty back to easy. And this skips the whole blue line station except for the very last part, which we sadly have to do because it's actually tied to the end mission trigger. We're going to jump over here. Now this part is actually very easy to die from fall damage, so I'm going to drop a bandage to kind of get around that. Now place all the dynamite here, which is why we actually came here in the first place. Drop 2 more turrets. These turrets are going to again do most of the work for us. We deal with this guy. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 4, 4, 4. Okay. Had to throw a few 4s at him. Yeah, a few 4s in order to do that. All right, first guy's gonna spawn up here. Second guy's gonna spawn here. Third guy's gonna spawn here. We're gonna get 1 more up here. 1 more here, and 1 more. Or not. Okay, well, the last one didn't spawn. I think the turrets took out one extra guy, which is why we didn't need to do that. I went too far. I got thrown off by the lack of the extra mutant. Alrighty. So now we fast travel. I hit escape instead of enter. There we go. And we are going to turn in the mission back to Foreman, and then we are headed to Redstone again. And Redstone's going to give us the next mission, which is unironically one of the more fun ones to do, but also one of the more frustrating ones to do at the same time. Yeah, the vault is it's a very fun section to do because of the skips, but it's also very frustrating sometimes. Turn this in. Oh. Okay, and I think it's one more. There we go. All right, Gearhead Vault in my splits is a Russian obscenity in my live splits. And the reason why is because of the enemies that you meet in Gearhead Vault. I'm gonna reload actually because I'm running on empty. So id Software came up with the most comically super villainy sounding guys they could think of, and of course that is a stereotypical Russian accent. I actually want to drop the cars before I saved. 2, 3. Let's save real quick. Now this is gonna skip a trigger that starts a really long fight. Oh, this is so close. Oh, I was almost it.
Yeah, there's 2 triggers in this particular area that we try to skip specifically for enemy placements. If he goes to his right any further, it spawns a wave of enemies, and then the upcoming. Oh no, yeah.
Oh, I hit the trigger. Gotta do it again.
It is very specific where that trigger is. It's either you pass it or you don't. There's no gradual passing point for it. And same for the skip that he has to do after the fact as well.
I'm not sure what happened there. I think I hit a ceiling of some kind. No, well, I keep missing the I'm landing on the rebar, but then I'm falling off of it. There we go.
There we go.
Oh, I think I'm up too high actually. I think I actually hit the trigger already. I have to we have to reload the autosave. That's okay. We didn't lose a lot of time on this. Whoops. Forgot they put you back in the previous area when they do that. It's very weird. Okay. Let's try this again. Okay, this was... We weren't PB paced, so it's okay. if we lose a little bit of time on some things. Okay, so I'm going to be a little bit more careful to not walk into this trigger. Drop our cars. There we go. Now you notice how the fire's not here anymore. That is by design. Do this one more time to prevent the fire from spawning in this next room. It helps to actually shoot the gun. There we go. And we're going to do yet a third skip. Whoops. Once you get in here, we're going to save. This one's really tricky.
This one is quite similar to the one seen in the well. I think he's close skip, where we're trying to jump past the trigger. There we go. So essentially, we're strafe jumping at the appropriate speed to get past the trigger, to get us into that door before the fire door opens.
Guy was pushing me around, bullying me. All right, so we came into the Gearhead Vault in order to get that thing. Now we have to go back the way we came, except the door is going to close. So we're stuck in here. However, when we get out, the Kool-Aid Man is going to help us. He just breaks down the wall and, with his foot, because he's apparently that strong, and creates a path for us to get out. Come on. All right, so a quick shortcut to drop down from that side. And now we're going to go to Power Plant. How do you feel about Power Plant? Block A.
I feel like it gives me lots of power, to be quite honest.
Wow.
Now, PowerPoint's actually pretty good. There were a couple of skips in the early stages of the run or a couple of skips, sorry, that just wasn't it. It was not a fun place to run. But now, with the introduction of the double turret setup, it's honestly probably one of the easiest parts of the game.
Yeah. Power plant still has a couple of tricky spots that can be problematic. In particular, the first big skip of the section. But once you get past that, it's pretty consistent and it's pretty easy. There used to be an out of bounds. So the very end of power plant, you could do it out of bounds with the skips that Zen found, or you could just do it inbounds, or you do the fight at the end. And so Zen did some testing one day and timed it out to see which one was faster, and they were both the exact same time down to the frame. So we just do it inbounds because it's way easier to do it inbounds. So I'm going to throw a bolt to lower the electric field here. Throw another one. If you touch the electro bolt, by the way, that is instant death. Don't touch the electricity. Very, very bad idea. All right, now there is a very long cutscene involving getting in an elevator, having the big boss man cut the cables for the elevator. We're gonna skip that. I'm gonna drop 3 cars.
Oh, you got me all excited. I heard very long cutscene.
Oh, sorry, but this is a speed run. We want to skip those. Oh my goodness. Okay, they can see defibrillation in action. I think this is the first time we haven't had to use that in the run. So by doing all that out of bounds shenanigans, we skipped that very, very long cutscene and prevented our lovely host from being able to read off donations or anything else. We dropped those 2 turrets to for the fight
charity, man, for charity.
Gonna kill that guy, and then as soon as this door opens, very fun little fact. Did I not hit the? I didn't hit the trigger. Oh, interesting. I thought I hit the trigger. All right. So once this door opens, fun fact, you can run right past this guy and he will not follow you. Now this guy's audio, for whatever reason, he's right there, but he sounds like he's talking through a radio.
Hey, you! The power's relayed, but we gotta keep it that way. Get that control panel working and help our people out.
All right.
Give those bastards a taste of their own medicine.
So we have a couple of tools at our disposal here. We're going to... I cannot seem to get into the correct spot.
While we're waiting for that one to go through, that RC skip is probably, I would think I would need to time it to be certain, but I'm fairly certain that is the most impactful skip in the game. That cutscene that Dane's talking about, he's not understating it. It's very long, and it's not just a cutscene as well. There's an entire section we have to traverse through, and
yeah,
all up saves about 6 or 7 minutes. It is a big skip.
Yeah, it's a huge, like timing wise, it is huge.
Look how literally everything is called Wasteland. What did they do? This is like, you know, environmental disaster Earth, basically.
This would be a very good run for any charity marathon that's trying to raise money for environmental safety. Look, it's the tale of what happens if things go badly. All right, so we're going to try and go for a fast Lassard. Oh, we almost got fast Lassard. We missed the second one, but that's fine. All right. So the story here is that Redstone was grabbed by the authorities. So we've done all the missions for Redstone, and now we're just going to do some quick cleanup missions for the Resistance before we head into the final segment of the run. Now we are going to Jackal Canyon. Now this is the place in development where id Software started to run out of money because they spent so much on John Goodman and Steve Bloom.
See on all the voice actors?
And Sarah Strong and everybody else that they got. Yeah, they started to run out of... they ran out of money, but they also ran out of time. So Jackal Canyon's only about 2/3 completed. and we're going to show you exactly just how incomplete this level is, because we're going to do a big fat skip that is it doesn't save a ton of time, but it is a cool looking skip at least.
Are there
And
jackals?
it saves going through probably one of the most annoying sections of the game.
Yes, yeah.
Are there any actual jackals in Jackal Canyon, or are there people who are called jackals? Why is it called Jackal Canyon? Do we know?
Those guys are jackals.
Okay, all right.
So you're supposed to go push a button to lower this gate. And so we're going to jump over it. That would have been cooler if I did that first try, but whatever. Yeah. Okay, there's supposed to be enemies there. Okay, well, that's never happened before moment. I've never had them not spawn in. So yeah, we do a little jump there in order to skip the first zip line, so we can just kind of ride the second zip line over. These guys are still here. And that is the first part of Jackal Canyon. Now I'm going to try to get on this fence, but it's very tricky to do because the collision, as you can see, is kind of broken. All right. And that lets us get over the fence a little bit early, so we don't have to wait for the gate to open. Kind of nice. Saves a few seconds doing that. All right, now here's where you're going to see why Jackal Canyon's only 2/3 completed. I'm going to save. We're going to climb this ladder. And at the top of this ladder, we could just kind of jump out of bounds. Whoops. Okay, and that's why we saved. It keeps reloading me in a different vector that I saved in. Yeah, this is a really annoying part to deal with, and especially because there's a bunch of explosions happening behind me that can move me around while I'm on these very specific precipices. Oh no, that's not good. Uh-oh, this is a problem. I'm gonna hold backward.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, let me save real quick just to... Okay, this is good. I didn't get a jump. Hold on. I gotta get a jump off of this. Oh, this looks good.
There we go.
Oh, I missed it. Hold on. I almost got it. Oh, I hit the kill plane midair. Yeah, there's a kill plane in the middle of this jump. You usually miss it, but it's you can manage to run into it, which is annoying. This looks good. I might be a little bit too far from the barrel. Hold on, I gotta change my angle slightly. Here we go. Oh, I hit the trigger again. Darn it. Hold on. We'll get this. We'll get this. Come on. We got to show this off. It's Power Up with Pride. We got to show this off.
Oh,
that was weird.
That's
almost. Okay, we're now losing time over doing this the normal way, but oh, I shot like just barely too early. I was like a couple of frames early. There we go.
There we go.
So we shoot the barrel while we're in midair, and we can trigger the defib, and that skips having to like run down the middle platform. There's supposed to be a bunch of enemies here that just don't spawn in because of that. And that, I mean, we lost time over doing it in bounds, like because of how long it took, but that's what the skip looks like. And in my PB, I actually got that second try, which saves a chunk of time. It's a cool looking skip, but it's tough to pull off because those little tiny walls that you have to stand on out of bounds. They do not like to play nice with Nicholas's hitbox, and they'll just eat your jumps if you're standing too close to the edge of them. It is very, very tricky. Now, if you get out of this vehicle and you jump to the left, you will fall infinitely out of bounds. And you may do that while you're like, you may do that while you're 3 minutes ahead of your PB. Ask me how that happened. So, we are headed back to Saul's garage. We're going to get the second to last mission of the run. And then we'll be heading to Capital Prime. So we just have to turn in the thing that we picked up to Lassard. And then we have to run through here. Always forget that part. You have to run through there. All right. So we just picked up a schematic. And the schematic we will talk about in the final mission because that's where we're going to actually use it. But it's called the Authority Augmenter. We'll talk about that. Oh, by the way, that guy's also voiced by Phil Lamar.
I'll give you the explosive charge.
Portman.
Good. And the authorities.
So we are now going to go blow up an Authority bridge in order to get access to Capital Prime. The thing is, in order to do that, we have to go through this really long valley that has a bunch of enemies, and we have to lower some gates, and then we have to carry the car up an elevator. It's very, very long and tedious. So instead of doing that, why don't we park the car right here, jump onto the back of it, save the game, and skip all of that. Oh, that would have been so cool if I got that instead. Oh, that one I had a bad angle. There he is. I think I'm jumping just slightly too early. There we go. There he is. And that skips having to go down that canyon. Oh, dynamite. There we go. So we come in here to blow up these two battery things. And as soon as this one explodes, we can fast travel. And then we are headed into the final mission of the game. We just have to turn in this last mission and get the last one. Turn in the mission we just did and get the last one. Realize I said last twice. One of the weird things about this last section of where we talk to Portman. We're going to talk to him. We can't skip his dialogue. However, we can talk to Marshall and skip the first part of his dialogue while Portman's talking. Kind of weird that you can get them both talking at the same time. And we're going to get a very cool looking weapon that we are going to use for exactly one fight. So we're going to line up in this doorway. We have to wait for Marshall to do a weird thing with his shoulder, and then we can talk to him.
One last mission for you.
Right
Codes are ready.
there.
You'll be able to walk right in. Uploading them to you now, sir.
And we are off to Capital Prime. In my splits, this is called Liberty Prime because I think that's funny. Oop. That loaded faster than I was expecting, and I was rolling up my sleeve and I was not holding forward.
Getting going too fast. For speedrunner.
I had to slow down a little bit. I was going too fast. So fun fact, in my first casual playthrough of this, I said, wow, my car is really low health, but I actually managed to get through here. And that guy right there blew me up. It was a perfect moment of poetic justice.
That is what you get for saying it out loud.
Yeah, I shouldn't have said it out loud.
Yeah,
It was my fault. The game heard me. So, we've seen some pretty cool skips so far. However, Capital Prime has my favorite skip of the entire game, and it is the very last skip that we are going to do. It is the coolest looking skip, and I am super excited to show this one off. Now, we can't go through the front door because we're not an authority soldier, so we're going to go in through the side entrance instead. You have to navigate through some hallways. We've got a minute if you'd like to read out anything.
Well, I'd just like to remind everybody that we still have tons and tons of incentives they can be donating towards. The Trevor Project is such a lovely cause. None of these incentives will click on themselves. We have had some beautiful donations roll in, but they have not been towards the incentives, so we haven't unlocked things. Now, the Lone Fungus run is only a few runs away. We are looking to unlock that custom texture showcase. If it's met, the run will be done with custom textures. We're sitting at $42.02 out of the $100 we need less than $60 to unlock that. I do believe that we could definitely make that. That seems to be completely possible, given that we have raised an amazing $6,707 for the Trevor Project thus far. I think we can raise just a little bit more, unlock that custom texture showcase. I'm definitely going to be watching Lone Fungus to find out what the Lone Fungus is. I'm just so curious.
Okay, I'm trying to kill all these guys so that I can show off this skip. It probably didn't save any time by having to do all that, but I wanted to show it off. So we're going to drop these RC cars here, and then we can skip having to ride that elevator by riding up ourselves. And that gets us all the way to here. And we have to kill 10 mutants that spawn in. 1, 2, 3. Sorry. 4, that's 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that pushes the button. There is a skip that you can do here. It is terrible, and it does not save very much time. Yeah. So we don't. I don't do that one. I don't think anybody else actually goes for it either.
No, it's incredibly difficult.
Yeah, it's you have to get a first try, or you don't really save any time. Now, the best skip in the run is coming up right here. I'm super excited to show this one off. As we're gonna take these two guys out. Gonna line up right here. Gonna save. Just like that. Oh, I love that so much. That saves about a minute, but it is just the coolest looking skip. I'm done.
I was watching that, wondering how long those guys had been in those itty bitty little chambers waiting for you.
I think they get like just manufactured. Yeah. So I was a little bit liberal with my pop rockets, which is why we're down to 3. Luckily, we don't actually need these last 3 pop rockets. We're not even going to spend them. We are instead going to be switching to the Authority Pulse Cannon. Now, this is where I'm going to craft the Authority Augmenters. Like we said, this is an id Software property, and id Software loves their quad damage. And they, of course, wouldn't make a game without quad damage, and that is what the Authority Augmenter is. It is a quad damage buff, a temporary buff. So we are going to use that during this fight. We're going to use the pulse cannon here, quad damage up, and be able to take out everything very quickly. By the way, this is the quote unquote boss fight. I don't have the webcam on, but if I had the webcam on, I would be using big air quotes when I say that, because this is what passes for a boss fight. Like we said, they ran out of funding, so this is where this is what they created for the final boss fight.
Hey Dane.
Yeah.
Have you popped your augmenter?
Yeah. I hit the button. I think it didn't register. Thank you
Fun
for
fact:
pointing that
I
out.
lost my second run. That was about to be my very first sub 2-hour run for this game. I lost because I didn't pop my authority augmenter and I didn't realize.
Nice. All right, so I quick save there because fun fact, you can actually soft lock this fight if you kill everything too quickly. And I have done that. And in fact, I one time while recording a mock run of this, like a mock run for submitting to marathons, actually managed to get the soft lock. And yeah. So the time is coming up the end of this sequence of killing these guys. Whoop, that guy's having a bad day.
This is the final boss.
This is the final boss. Oh, he went flying. Yep. And time.
GG.
GG's.
That is the run. Oh man, let's ignore the fact that this is about 6 minutes slower than my PB.
I mean, come on, it's a marathon, so
it is a marathon,
yeah.
and we got to show off some cool stuff, and we got to crack some funny jokes, and so it was all worth it. But yeah, that is Raid 80%. The one of my favorite runs to do, and I'm glad I could show it off here. A couple quick shout outs. Got to give a shout out to Tachyon for creating the jump fix injector. I ran vanilla for a very long time, and now that I've actually got a system that is able to run the 64-bit executable with no problems, I'm never going back. I'm only running jump fix from now on because it's so much better. Also gotta give a big shout out to Zen. He's been kind of my mentor as I was learning this run. He's the world record holder for jump fix, and as of yet the only other person on the leaderboard for jump fix because nobody else is running it because Balake won't do it. He refuses
I'm a vanilla
to do
Andy.
it. Yeah, until you get a stupid run in vanilla, whatever.
Yup.
Yeah, but then I also got a shout out, give a shout out to the man himself, Mr. Balake, for couching for the run. This is the second time Balake has couched a run of Rage for a marathon, and his commentary is always top notch. Super knowledgeable guy about this game. I'm always super happy to have you on the couch. So thank you for couching for the run and for being here to talk about it with me. So I appreciate you, man. Thank you.
No, I always love being on the couch. It's such a fun experience, and definitely a good marathon to be a part of it as well.
Yeah, and it's a great cause, and I'm very excited to actually be on the hosting desk for the next few runs. I'm going straight from the run directly into hosting with no breaks in between. So
That's right.
yeah.
I was gonna say thanks for the run, and if you have enjoyed Dangerous's melodious voice, but it's sticking around along with all of Dangerous for a lot of awesome hosting.
Yep, I'll be on the hosting desk for the next couple of runs. We've got Asuka 424 running Next Machina, and Give Me Toilet Paper, two very different runs from each other, but those are coming up next.
Yeah, definitely don't miss the toilet paper one. That one is flippin' hilarious. Is not to be missed.
But yeah, that is it for me for the moment. I will let Sporadic sign off, and yeah, I'll be back in just a minute.
That's right, my friends. Well, thank you so much, Dangerous, for showing off that any percent jump fix run of Range. And just as he said, that is the end of my time hosting for y'all for Power Up with Pride. It has been fabulous. I love this marathon so much. I hope y'all stick around because it's definitely not over. We still have a lot of incredible runs coming up for you, all benefiting the Trevor Project. I'll be hanging around in the chat, but don't you go anywhere, and y'all take care.